our MCU quiz. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Nicola and this is Stuart. We've decided to do this quiz because we've been doing some online, haven't we? And there's not really been that many that are kind of like this, so we thought we would just make one ourselves. So tonight, we'll go through the rules. So tonight we'll have one question from each of the 23 films, plus 7 MCU General Knowledge questions, which will round us up to an even 30. You'll need to write it on pen and paper as well, sorry, just to let you know.
Yep, so as you can see on the screen, we've broken down these 30 questions into 5 rounds. So the first 4 rounds directly relate to the phases released as box sets. So that's why phase 3 is split into 2 parts, because there's obviously 11 films in that phase. The general knowledge will round us off at the end. So within the rounds, the movies are not in order, so that they've been mixed into a random order. So before each round, we'll list all the movies that are contained in that phase, but the order will be random.
So after each question is read out, we'll pause and repeat again for anyone who might have missed it. The questions will be written as well in case anybody is hard of hearing or cannot understand our lovely Scottish accents. So we won't be going back over any questions at the end. It just holds everybody else up, and it's a bit annoying, to be honest. So after the question is read out, we'll try and give everybody enough time to answer. Some of the questions will need longer to answer than others. That will become apparent when we go through. So we're going to be going through the answers for phase 1 and 2 first before moving on to phase number 3. So then we'll go through the answers for phase 3 before moving on to general knowledge, just to give you a bit of a break rather than bust out all these questions and then all the answers at the end.
So we've tried to make the questions as clear as possible, trying to minimise any misinterpretation, because I know there's always folk out there that are like technically and all that. So we've tried our best. So if you do make any mistakes, just bear with us. It's obviously our first time, and just remember it's just a bit of fun. So in terms of point scoring, it's completely up to you playing at home how you want to score yourselves. So some questions may have multiple parts to the answer, for example, an acronym. So you decide if you want to score multiple points for each element within a question, or just give yourself a point just if you get all the parts to that one question.
If anybody's got any questions that we've not covered, just leave a comment in the live chat. But also, please, can we ask you not to put any answers in the live chat, because obviously it is a quiz, and if it's going to be back on my channel after the live, people will be able to see those comments. It's not really fair. So
no spoilers.
Yeah. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. So this is phase 1. It's going to have 6 questions. So question 1.
So the films that are included in this phase are Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and Avengers. The Avengers. So, but not in that order. They're random.
So question number 1. During Tony's first flight test in the Mark II armour, what caused the suit to short circuit and lose power? So question number 1. During Tony's first flight test in the Mark II armour, what caused the suit to short circuit and lose power? That is a tongue twister.
A lot of them are. So the Mark I armour was the one that he created in the cave, so this is the first armour that he created in his workshop and went flying around the city in.
So we'll just give you another couple of seconds and we'll move on to number 2. So question number 2. When Thor is cast out of Asgard, which southern state does he land in? So question number 2. When Thor is cast out of Asgard, which southern state does he land in? So, question number 3. In Iron Man 2, where does Nick Fury confront Tony? So, question 3. In Iron Man 2, where does Nick Fury confront Tony?
So this is the morning after Tony's, what he thinks is his last birthday, when him and War Machine have it out.
That's a bit sad, actually.
Funny though.
So, question number 4. What is the name of Bruce Banner's love interest in The Incredible Hulk? Question 4. What is the name of Bruce Banner's love interest in The Incredible Hulk?
This is one of the harder films to get questions for because nobody's a big fan of this one.
So, question number 5. In the Avengers, what does Bruce Banner reveal is his secret? So, in the Avengers, what does Bruce Banner reveal is his secret? Hopefully everybody can hear us okay as well. If you can hear us good, then let us know. So, question number 6. During super soldier training, earning a ride with Agent Carter, Steve Rogers becomes the first person in 17 years to retrieve what? So, during super soldier training, earning a ride with Agent Carter, Steve Rogers is the first person in 17 years to retrieve what? So, moving on to phase 2 now.
Yeah, so the movies that are included in this round are Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. It'd be very embarrassing if I got those wrong.
Oh good, everybody can hear us okay, so that's fine. Thank you guys. Yeah, so this one's going to have 6 questions as well. So question number 1 of phase 2. In The Winter Soldier, Sharon Carter is revealed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent operating under which codename? So, in The Winter Soldier, Sharon Carter is revealed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent operating under which codename? Question number 2. When Happy becomes the head chief of security at Stark Industries, what is he a stickler for? So, when Happy becomes the head chief of security at Stark Industries, what is he a stickler for? These are not easy questions to read when you are Scottish, put it that way. Question 3. So, where are Ant-Man and Yellowjacket when they first fight? So, question number 3. Where are Ant-Man and Yellowjacket when they first fight? Moving on to number 4 now. When escaping from the kiln, Quill was tasked with obtaining what? So what was he asked to get?
I think some of these questions do test like how big a fan you really are.
I personally love Guardians, so.
Aye. Who doesn't?
So, when escaping from the kiln, Quill was tasked with obtaining what?
The kiln is the prison, by the way.
Yeah, so when they're
The
in
Guardians
prison,
are locked
yeah.
up in prison.
Number 5. What cosmic event occurs approximately every 5,000 years when all 9 realms align? I think that's a hard one. I don't think I would have got that.
No?
I don't think so. I don't know. What cosmic event occurs approximately every 5,000 years when all 9 realms align?
I think this is one where people are like, oh, I don't, and then when they hear it, they kick themselves.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, the exact name. So, question number 6. What is the name of the mobile service module that deploys Hulkbuster? So, what is the name of the mobile service module that deploys Hulkbuster?
So it's the technical name for the floating thing that has all the bits to the Hulkbuster armour that Iron Man calls for when Hulk's on his rampage.
So we'll go through the answers now for phase 1 and 2. We'll just give you a couple of minutes in case you've missed any out, if you want to look back and maybe fill in the gaps. So yeah, we'll just give you a wee minute and then we'll go through those answers for phase 1 and 2. Hopefully these questions have all been okay. They've not been too hard.
They are for proper fans, like. You'll struggle if you've not seen all the films.
It's just a bit of fun. Right, so question 1. During Tony's first flight test in the Mark II armour, what caused the suit to short circuit and lose power?
Yep, so the answer was icing. So when he's flying through the city, he goes up, trying to get as high as he can into the atmosphere, and then ends up icing over. And then power cuts out, manages to get control again just before he hits the deck. A problem that Obadiah did not solve.
Fun fact of the day for y'all. Question number 2 for phase 1. When Thor is cast out of Asgard, which southern state does he land in? And
it is New Mexico.
Yes, well done if you got that. Oh, that's good. Everybody's enjoying it. Greg, I love Marvel and I'm struggling. Good question so far, guys. Thanks, Alex. My husband and son are enjoying this. Oh, thanks, Kaylee. Question number 3. In Iron Man 2, where does Nick Fury confront Tony?
Yep, so it was at a donut shop when Fury asked him to step out of the donut. Randy's Donuts to be precise, but we're not expecting everyone to get that one.
Give yourself a bonus point if you get Randy's Donuts, by the way.
Aye, why not? You must be a proper fan.
So question number 4. What is the name of Bruce Banner's love interest in The Incredible Hulk?
Yep, so this was Betty, played by Liv Tyler.
So, number 5. In The Avengers, what does Bruce Banner reveal as his secret?
That he's always angry.
I feel like it's obvious when you see it, but would it be an obvious answer?
It's an iconic moment. Like it's my personal favourite moment of the whole of phase 1 is that moment, and then he turns into the Hulk as he's doing a 180 and then just punches a Chitauri Leviathan or whatever they're called. So it's epic.
So question number 6. During super soldier training earning a ride with Agent Carter, Steve Rogers becomes the first person in 17 years to retrieve what?
A flag. So it's when all the soldiers are clambering up, climbing on top of each other, and then they all fall in, and then Steve just comes along, pulls the pin out the bottom, drops the pole, gets the flag. Job done.
Oh, well done, Davey. 100% for phase 1.
Oof.
Woohoo! Well done.
Nice.
Top fan. So moving on to phase number 2 now. Question 1. In The Winter Soldier, Sharon Carter is revealed as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent operating under which codename?
Yep, so it's Agent 13. She was, of course, posing, she was Steve's neighbour, posing as a nurse.
Undercover.
You see.
So question 2. When Happy becomes the head chief of security at Stark Industries, what is he a stickler for?
I love Happy. Security badges.
I just love Jon Favreau in general.
Yeah, Jon Favreau is class. So when Happy's promoted to head of security, he causes complaints to Rocket, and he takes that as a compliment. Of course he does.
So question number 3. Where are Ant-Man and Yellowjacket when they first fight?
So they were in a helicopter when Darren Cross first dons a Yellowjacket suit, and then they end up in a briefcase for a wee bit as well, before they fall out the helicopter.
So question number 4. When escaping from the kiln, or prison, Quill is tasked with obtaining what?
It was a prosthetic leg.
That's savage.
Another one of Rocket's cruel jokes.
So savage.
Classic Rocket. So yeah, it was a prosthetic leg that they didn't even need.
A fake leg.
Funny though.
So question number 5. What cosmic event occurs approximately every 5,000 years when all 9 realms align?
Was the Convergence.
That's a hard one, I think.
That was from Thor the Dark World. Yeah. I think that one maybe, like I say, was one of them where...
When you see it...
Yeah, when you see it, you're like, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So question number 6. What is the name of the mobile service module that deploys Hulkbuster?
The answer is Veronica. So Tony deploys Veronica when Scarlet Witch gets in Bruce's head and he goes on a rampage through Johannesburg in Age of Ultron. And it's also said in the film that Bruce actually helped Tony design Veronica as well. So
funky. So we're going to move on to phase 3 now. And this will be part 1. And then we'll do part 2, and then we'll go through the answers for both of those parts of phase 3 before moving on to general knowledge. Do you want to do phase 3?
Yeah, so the films in this round are Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Thor Ragnarok.
So question 1.
So, which of Bucky's trigger words is also a subtitle to an MCU film?
I actually did not even know that.
I know, you really struggled in that one.
I know, I was like, I have no idea.
So which of Bucky's trigger words, as in when the Russians are activating him basically, which of his trigger words is also a subtitle to an MCU film? There are 10 trigger words, by the way, which doesn't make this question any easier. So question 2, what does Rocket steal from the Sovereign? So this is early on in the Guardians 2 film. So what does Rocket steal from the Sovereign? The Sovereign are the gold people, by the way.
They are funky people, by the way.
Yeah, the ones that are a bit stuck up themselves. So question 3, which relic contains the Time Stone? So which relic contains the Time Stone?
I knew what it was, but I didn't know the exact name.
I know, well that's it, a lot of people know what it looks like, but they won't know the exact name of it. So again, this is a pretty geeky one.
Nah, I had no idea the name. I knew exactly what it was and who had it, but didn't know the name. So.
Okay, question 4. When a Chitauri power core explodes in Ned's bag, Spider-Man has to save his friends from which American landmark? So, when a Chitauri power core explodes in Ned's bag, Spider-Man has to save his friends from which American landmark?
Greg said pretty geeky. These have all been pretty geeky. Sorry if these have been quite hard. We can do an easier one next week if you want. We'll do one for people like me who...
Well, that's what I originally done. I originally done a rookie one and an expert one, but then I decided just to merge them. So some of them are easier than others, but... yeah.
Sharon, Tom is so chuffed with himself that he got that. Oh, that's so good. So, number 5.
Yeah, question 5. What are the names of Skurge's M16 rifles? This is my favourite question of the whole quiz.
I can't even...
And if you don't know this, then you're not a fan.
No, that's harsh, man. I didn't... Listen. Yeah, I didn't know it, but I'm not a big hardcore MCU Marvel fan as what Stuart is here. I am more Disney and princesses and castles and stuff like that.
No M16 rifles in Disney films.
So, yeah, I didn't know this answer. Shame me if you want, but I did not know it.
Okay, so moving on to Phase 3 Part 2. So the films we have here are Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home. So question 1, what is Black Panther's real name? What is Black Panther's real name? Question 2. When Captain Marvel initially arrives on Earth, she crashes through the roof of which popular 90s store? There's no way that you can get this wrong if you've seen Captain Marvel. Unless you're Nicola. When Captain Marvel initially arrives on Earth, she crashes through the roof of which popular 90s store?
I had a mind blank. I knew exactly what it
Okay.
was. I did. Oh, yay! Greg knows this one. I did not
That's
know
in
this
there,
one,
Greg.
Greg, so that's good.
Little confidence boost for Greg.
Not for me, unfortunately. Stuart just shamed me over the internet.
Okay, question 3. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, it is revealed Scott hid the original Ant-Man suit under which trophy?
I love this.
Yeah,
I just love that movie though, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
it is quite good, yeah. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, it is revealed Scott hid the original Ant-Man suit under which trophy? It's one that Cassie gave him. Just a wee clue. Question 4. What is the name of Thanos' home planet? What is the name of Thanos' home planet? This should be pretty straightforward as well for good fans like yourselves. Okay, question 5. During the final battle, who is the first returning Avenger we see appear through a portal? This could be a bit controversial, and I'll go through why when I give the answer, or when I give my answer. During the final battle, who is the first returning Avenger we see appear through a portal? Okay, question 6. In a mid-credit scene, who exposed Spider-Man's secret identity? In a mid-credit scene, who exposed Spider-Man's secret identity?
That's tough.
Well, it's the most recent film, and it was a very, very popular
Scene.
yeah. And if you don't stick around for mid-credit scenes, then why even here? Okay, so the answers for phase 3?
Yeah.
So I'll just give you a minute again just to
gather your answers.
Fill in the blanks. Okay, so question 1. Which of Bucky's trigger words is also a subtitle to an MCU film? And the answer was Homecoming. So I'm not going to go through the other 9 trigger words, but that was one of them. Go through these?
Yeah, so question number 2. What does Rocket steal from the Sovereign? And the answer was Annulax batteries. So if you just got batteries, that's fine. You can, however you're marking it in your household. I'm trying to be fair here.
That is generous of you.
That is very generous. Yeah.
So yeah, that obviously from Rocket stealing the batteries, they then get found out before they can get away, and then the Sovereign chase them. And they then have to be saved by Ego, who's a dick.
There might be children in here, Stuart. Sorry if there's any children here. Question number 3. Which relic contains the Time Stone? And the answer is the Eye of Agamotto.
Which we first see in Doctor Strange when he uses it to rot an apple.
Ew.
All that power, that's what he does with it.
Rots an apple, yuck. So it's the Eye of Agamotto. So, question number 4. When a Chitauri power core explodes in Ned's bag, Spider-Man has to save his friends from which American landmark? And it is the Washington Monument.
Yep, so the academic decathlon team are in Washington for the academic decathlon.
If we put Pretty Necklace, do we get a point? Yeah, you get a point for Pretty Necklace, because that's pretty much what I said too. Yeah, give yourself a point for that. Pretty Necklace.
It is pretty.
And it is a necklace, technically. So, question number 5. What are the name of Skurge's M16 rifles, which I did not know? And it's Des and Troy.
Because together, they destroy! Love it.
That is horrendous.
I love it. I love Skurge.
So, question number 6. What is Black Panther... Oh, sorry, this is question number 1 for part 2. Apologies. What is Black Panther's real name? And it is T'Challa.
Son of T'Chaka.
Funky names.
So if you mix 2 letters around, you don't get a point.
So, question number 2. When Captain Marvel initially arrives on Earth, she crashes through the roof of which popular 90s store? And it is Blockbuster Video.
Classic.
We've actually got a Blockbuster game, and it's amazing, isn't it?
It's from Big Potato.
Yeah, Big Potato
Games, who do a quiz every Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, I think it's 8 as well,
which we do that as well.
And it's really
So
good.
that's good.
But Blockbuster Games, unreal, so good.
Yeah.
Sorry, off the quiz there. Question number 3. Oops. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It is revealed Scott had the original Ant-Man suit under which trophy? And it was World's Greatest Grandma.
Of course it was.
Given to him by Cassie.
Yep. Who said apparently it was the only one left.
Cute. So, question number 4. What is the name of Thanos' home planet? And the answer is Titan. I hope you've got that. It's not too hard. So, number 5. During the final battle, who is the first returning Avenger we see appear through a portal? And the answer that's here is Black Panther.
Yes, so we hear Sam first with the on your left, but we actually physically see Black Panther, Shuri and Okoye that walk through. So if you put Shuri or Okoye, then you can give yourself a point as well. But the main, my answer would be Black Panther. But if you put either of those two, not Black Panther, then I don't know, it's a bit weird. Controversial, but.
So, in a mid-credit scene, who exposed Spider-Man's secret identity? And this is a funky name. Like, why you would call someone this, I do not know. But it's J. Jonah Jameson.
Well, it's not a real name, to be fair, but.
No, I know, but why would you even give yourself that name? J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep, so made famous by obviously J.K. Simmons reprising the role, who played J. Jonah Jameson in the original trilogy, the Sam Raimi trilogy.
So we'll give you all a wee minute to look over, and then we'll move on to general knowledge next. So, general knowledge, question number 1. Between 2008 and 2019, which is the only year not to have produced an MCU film? So between 2008 and 2019, which is the only year not to have produced an MCU film?
The general knowledge round is my favourite. I think they're good questions.
It's just a mix, really, isn't it? It's not really a specific, it's not really specific to phases or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, question number 2. What does S.H.I.E.L.D stand for? So we'll give you a bit longer to answer this one because there's obviously multiple answers. And depending on how you're marking it at home, you can either give yourself 1 point if you get all of them, or a point for each one that you get, depending on how you want to mark it.
And you'll probably get this right if you've watched a few MCU quizzes on YouTube.
Because it's pretty much on all of them.
Yeah, this always seems to appear, but I'd already written this one, so I wasn't changing it.
So, what does S.H.I.E.L.D stand for? Hopefully you have all got that. So, question number 3. How many MCU films has Iron Man appeared in? This is including cameos, but not including post-credit scenes.
Another controversial one.
So, how many MCU films has Iron Man appeared in, including cameos, but not including post-credit scenes?
Some of you might just want to chuck a dart at a dartboard for this one. See what comes out.
Take a wild guess.
It's actually not that difficult.
Yeah, for people like you. I would just take a wild guess, personally. So, question 4. In Captain America Civil War, name the 6 members of Team Iron Man. So we'll give you a few extra minutes to answer this one as well, and same thing as before, depending on how you want to mark it, give yourself 1 point for all 6 or 1 point for each of the 6.
I like this question.
Well, that's because you wrote it.
That's why I wrote it. How many folk have we got watching?
I don't know.
Like 10 or something? 16?
16.
That's alright.
Thanks for joining us, guys, on a Thursday evening.
I don't even know 16 people, so that's alright.
Hopefully this has been quite good. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. So moving on, question 5. This is a Stan Lee cameo. Which film was Stan Lee, a World War II veteran that fought at Omaha Beach?
Omaha.
Sorry. So, which film was Stan Lee, a World War II veteran that fought at Omaha Beach? That sounds quite tropical, Omaha Beach.
Yeah, I don't think it was as nice as what it sounds. Not for a World War II vet. I don't think he was on holiday or that.
So, question number 6. What are the 6 Infinity Stones? So, same again,
Easy.
we'll give you some extra time and you can mark it how you like. Give yourselves a bonus point as well if you can put the colours to each stone as well, because Stuart made me do this when we were practicing this. So give yourselves some bonus points if you can do that as well. So question number 7. Which MCU film was the first not to feature any of the 6 core Avengers? So which MCU film was the first not to feature any of the 6 core Avengers? Hopefully that makes sense. And we'll give you a few minutes to go through and fill in any gaps that you've got, and then we'll go through the answers. So we'll go on now. You want to read these out?
Yeah. So question 1, between 2008 and 2019, which is the only year not to have produced an MCU film? The answer was 2009. So The Incredible Hulk was released in June 2008, and then we had to wait till April 2010 for Iron Man 2. And then there's been a steady release of films since then. Okay, question 2. What does S.H.I.E.L.D stand for? The Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement and Logistics Division.
That is hard.
Quite a mouthful.
So if you manage to get all of them, well done to you, because that is a difficult one. Oh, they're all quite difficult to be honest, but that's a hard one. So hopefully some of you got that.
Okay, question 3. How many MCU films has Iron Man appeared in, including cameos but excluding post-credit scenes? And the answer is 9. So it is his 3 solo films, the 4 Avengers films, and Civil War and Spider-Man Homecoming as well. He did have a cameo in a post-credit scene of The Incredible Hulk, and he spoke to General Ross in a bar saying we're putting a team together.
But that's like a controversial.
Yeah, so that's why I put excluding post-credit scenes, because I thought if I put just general appearances, some people might find that really difficult, so I thought just stick to main. Some
people might not even stay for the post-credit scene either, you just do not know.
Well then, what are you doing here?
So, question 4.
Okay. In Captain America Civil War, name the 6 members of Team Iron Man. So they were Iron Man, Black Widow, War Machine, Vision, Black Panther and Spider-Man. That was until Black Widow betrayed Tony by letting Steve Rogers and Bucky escape.
Spoiler alert if you've not seen it. Question number 5.
Yep, Stan Lee cameo. So which film was Stan Lee, a World War II veteran that fought at Omaha Beach? And it was Avengers Age of Ultron during the it was a victory party after they had retrieved the scepter. Stan Lee ended up melted after an Asgardian shot, And Stan Lee was also quoted as saying that this was his favourite cameo.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I don't know when he said it. It might have been just after it, but...
He said it.
He did say it.
So...
And that is legit. So what are the 6 Infinity Stones? Bread and butter to any MCU fan. So space, time, power, reality, mind and soul.
And bonus points if you got the colours for them as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you got all of them.
So what? Space is blue, time is green, power is purple, reality is red, mind is yellow, soul is orange.
Cool.
General. And was this the last question? Which MCU film was the first not to feature any of the 6 core Avengers? It was, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yay, my favourite. I absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love 1 and 2. I love both of them, but
Yeah,
Guardians.
everyone loves Guardians.
Yeah, I am a massive Guardians fan. I don't know how you can not enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I know some people were saying it was quite difficult, but if you want an easier one, we can do an easier one.
No, I've already written them.
So we've got an easier one written. If you would like it, please let us know, and let us know when suits you best for these quizzes. We had to move it 5 minutes forward today because people were clapping for the NHS, which is obviously amazing. But yeah, thank you all for joining us.
Yeah,
that was great.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoyed that.
Obviously, this was our
so
first
quickly
one.
though. I thought we'd at least stretch it out to an hour just by talking rubbish and that, but obviously
Giving out some fun Marvel facts.
Maybe I've got 30 minutes to drag this out, but
So, 35 out of 45. Well done.
that was a very good effort.
I know.
That's
That is
brilliant.
really good effort. Oh, thanks, Sharna. Oh, thanks, guys. That's really nice. I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how this was going to work because we had a few technical difficulties.
It only took us a week how to figure out how to do this.
This software is a nightmare. But we thought we would caption it or try and caption it because of our lovely accents. And yeah, if people are hard to hear, and at least they can see the answers and the questions, so it's fun for everyone. So that's good. We thought that we would do that.
Like we said at the beginning, we've been looking for something like this since lockdown came in. Just being fans of the MCU, and we couldn't find anything like it, so we thought we would just do something for the fans ourselves.
And we've been doing loads of online quizzes, to be honest. We've been doing Disney quizzes, like the same kind of setup as this, and we've really been enjoying them.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not do a Marvel one? So yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy your Thursday night, enjoy your weekend, guys.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
yeah, thank you for joining us, and have a good weekend. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.